Welcome!
Welcome!
This is Avi,
Enjoy!
and this is our episode 7. Makahappy
Yes!
day!
Yuhu! Naabot pa kita sa episode 7, no?
Lagi nakalahutay rajud.
Yes, that's correct. So, for our today's episode, Dai, we will talk about or have a conversation about our first and funny experiences here in the UK.
Indeed, yes. Naman gyud tay mga bloopers in anywhere that we go.
That's true.
So it's
So,
nice to share it with our viewers, and the viewers, listeners.
listeners, that's correct. So, what was your first experience like coming to the UK first?
It was not really a good experience, but that was really a nice one.
Mm,
Worth learning experience. My funny moments is that I cannot understand the food.
mm.
Rice is life in the Philippines, but when I went here, patay, mashed potato. Mashed potato. Mas pa to? Kanang mga cauliflower cheese. In kuya, patay. Chop suey naman ang naay cauliflower sa Pinas. Oy. As in, I did not understand their food at that time when I started here in UK.
Mm.
So that was a funny experience, and sometimes their accent as well. It's really difficult to understand. Like, I will just, pardon, pardon, pardon. Sige kung pardon, ani, 100 times ang pardon. Was really one of my moments na makaingon ko, oh my God, there is always a first time.
There's always a first time.
Yeah.
Mine was different. Nga, makakuan ko nga akong first entry sa UK kay sa airport pa lang daan. Para pakulbaan bitaw ka.
Mm.
Kay it was really my first like international travel.
Mm-mm.
So wala ka balo ba unsay like mo expectation bitaw.
Mm.
Gatulo na gid akong singot. Nya by that time na nako sa immigration, gipasulod pa mi og kanang room.
Mm-hmm.
Samot kakulba kay basig papaulihon ko ani
Kadudahan ang naong day.
kadudahan dili na kadudahan ano kadudahan ang purpose day kasi pagtuo siguro sa immigration officer scammer man siguro ni
Gani.
so kasi ito si first time so parang daghan na kay kag in your head ba daghan na kay kag gi-imagine nga papauli noon man siguro ko ano presuhon man siguro ko ani so that was funny for me pero in the end they just wanted to verify kung legit ba gid among purpose here
Ah,
which was to study. So gi-double check nila if naa ba may accommodation or legit ba ang school.
so legit raman jud day.
Legit pa gid siya tanan day. Unya pag gawas pa gid ako sa airport day. Yung pag kuy katugnom day ani oy. Kain gid. Wa mo mi na prepared sa katugnaw. Sa
Panuhot is
London.
real.
Word na sa freezer day.
Yeah, same as me. The weather, I wasn't anticipating that it would be that cold. Sus, ginoo ko. Murag nga kung sa kong bulbul ni Kagi. Kalingaw.
Well, it was a nice experience actually. There's always, something to talk about like your first experiences. So yeah. So how about like your journey towards becoming a nurse and even working in the hospital? Do you have any instances for like makaingon yung ka nga, so many if bloopers makaayon ni?
Yes, there are quite a few that I do remember at that time. Because when you are in a different country, you will live, work here for a long time. So,
Mm-mm-mm.
my God, there was a patient who I assisted at that time. I was a month, weeks ra gyud ko ato pa. I was still
Mm.
adaptation nurse at that time. And then, she told me she want to spend a penny day.
Mm.
Patay. Ako nakig-argue gyud ko. Huh? I don't have a penny. I'm so sorry. I can't help you with that. I said, no, quickly. I really want to spend the penny. Oh my God. I don't really have, as in, so niadto ko sa ako ang charge nurse. Ku,
Mm.
sister, I don't have a penny. My patient want to spend a penny. Oh. Tapos Tagalog man to dahil siya nga, Gaga, spend up ni gustong umihi. Ko, ay, sorry naman eh. Pasensya, hindi man ako perfect. Meron pa ba yung term ganito? So yun, I assisted the patient in the toilet. Spend a penny like mo din na ilang term para mag-go to the toilet. Sus Ginoo ko Lord. And then there was also a scenario when, in the handover, I was in a medical ward, as
Mm.
if you're listening that you know everything, but you will just agree,
Mm.
but deep inside you don't really know what's the handover all about. Like,
Mm.
what's the term? What's meaning D2A? What's meaning POC? Oy? At that
Mm.
time, I was just
Mm.
just saying nodding, nodding, nodding. But in the end, I really didn't know what the handover was all about. So yeah, I was just like, oh my goodness. Parang wa jud ko'y alam mag. Feel ako bugo kay ko nga nurse pag sugod na ko diri. Yeah, but eventually I've conquered everything. As they all say, experience is the best teacher man. So magkatawa na lang ko sa akong mga
That's true.
experience. Ikaw,
That's so
Dai.
true. There's only like few instances nga or few like experiences nga akong mahinumduman bitaw so far. I think when I first started sa Northwest na hospital, yun sila, check down ako ang observation. Can you check the observation? Kung sa may observation, uy, in my head, like, what's the observation?
Mm,
So, sang ilang man day pasabot kay to check the vital signs. Bako mo used to it biya nga vital signs, di ba?
yes.
Mm.
Truly.
The recent one was just made me laugh. Nga, ang akong kauban sa trabaho, greeted me ba? Good morning! Nga, syempre, it was like early in the morning. Nga, syempre, ano pa ka kanang, mag-eduka pa kanya. We have like a habit, I have a habit, or even mannerism na siguro gid siya nga. Kanang bitaw mo, tando lang ko, or I
Mm,
just nod my head in
mm-hmm.
response or in reply sa iyang good morning.
Mm-hmm.
Nya, in the middle of the day, nakita ko niya, yun siya nga, Juliet, I greeted you early this morning. I said good morning, but you didn't respond. Did you see me? And ko,
Mm,
oh, yes, I responded to you. I nodded my head. And ko, oh, sorry, sorry. Sometimes I just nod in my head, but that's me saying good morning to you as well.
yeah. I think they have a culture that they cannot pick up non-verbal cues.
Oh,
Dapat imo gid silang replyan. Yeah,
mm-mm-mm.
exaggeration pa generic pa. How are you? I'm all right. Like that. Mga nana should know.
Yeah, there's some patients that were asked for your direction. And then we also have this mannerism that we give them the direction, but with our mouth pointing to that direction.
Yeah,
I
because we're
think
used to
I
it.
carried it up to this day. Like even I'm still here, even up to now, I still like have that mannerism. Like I'm just sometimes I'm just nodding my head in response, or even like if someone asks me direction, I still do it like unintentionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a habit already and it's difficult to
Mm,
really remove it because you're already used to it. That's why.
mm. That's correct. And then you didn't even realize, like, yeah, I'm still doing it.
As in, daghan na dig bloopers pud, no?
How about ano dahil outside hospital? Na kay mga experiences outside hospital?
Um, Aside from their accent, that it took me a while to really understand it. Like
Mm,
there was such an instances because we do have a hopper in
mm,
our hospital because there is another branch in different locations. So they offer free ride in a hopper. And then I arrived already at the hospital, and then the driver told me, Cheerio. I told him, huh? Cheerios? I don't have the junk food. Iko, ay, medyo, ang driver kay, murag na-confuse siya sa akong tubag, o sa akong reply.
mm,
Ano to,
mm.
ni-ask ko sa akong kauban, I've asked my colleague, why did the driver told me Cheerio? I thought it was Cheerios.
Mm,
Nagangko siya. No, it's saying goodbye. Ah, so they really have a language on their own that
mm,
are used
mm.
to no lang. Bloody hell, min ana.
Like I think they also have like layman terms, like we
Yes.
don't even understand, and it depends on the area as well, like where they're from, because they have like words as well that even not commonly used like in proper English.
Truly. And they
Mm,
have their humor that sometimes I cannot really understand. But mo
mm,
katawa na lang ko usahay. Mo katawa na lang jud ko usahay sa ilang humor gyud usahay. Pero at least as I have been here for quite some time now, so
mm,
I can now understand how they really speak. But there are certain region na I still have difficulty understanding it, like sa north,
mm,
Scouse, 'di ba Scouse na sila? It's difficult to really understand their accent. Oh my God. And ano ba, so bloopers na lang ko. Like, they're really funny, but because of their accent. So, ikaw,
mm.
Dai, what is your experience outside hospital?
I think one that I can think of at the moment, kana bitong gikan ka og night shift. I used to work like an hour away from my or over an hour away from my previous place.
Mm-hmm.
Unya, so mo travel ko like train and bus. So pagawa sa hospital after a night shift, di ba kapoy kaayo ka, katulgon kaayo ka. So I fell asleep on the train. And
Mm-hmm.
then I didn't even realize na my mouth was really wide open. And I was like drooling already. And then my head was like banging back
Mm-hmm.
and forth. And then it was rush hour because it's early in the morning, like around 7:30 or 8 o'clock, and everyone was like rushing going to work. And then I woke up all of a sudden, and then everyone was looking at me. It was funny, but at the same time, embarrassing for me. But what can you do when you're tired, isn't it?
Correct. At least here, they're quite open with that one. They don't tease you or
Mm,
mind your own business. That,
yeah, they were just
yeah.
looking at me, smiling, probably realizing like, oh, poor lady, so tired from work.
Ay, kalingaw. Naapag no? Naabot pag na imong kanganga diri day, no?
Of
Abi ko
course,
magsa jeep ra na. Abi ko magsa
that's so
jeep ra
true.
na, day.
I didn't even realize. Like I think that's me. I think when I'm asleep,
Yeah.
mouth wide open. Nga ang langaw bitaw makasulod yun.
Lagi, oy, sa jeep. So, at least ang train naka-experience sa imong baba nga nagbuka, day.
That is so true.
Ay,
That is
kalingaw.
so true. How about like in general? Do you have any like funny moments?
In general, the way they handle kana example, like nowadays, it's already summer here.
Mm,
And when you go to the beach, you notice that oh my god, they don't mind if they are naked, no?
mm,
So
mm,
pakuanay ni day kanang bahalag itom kaayo ang imuhang buga. Diha, day. They don't care about it. When I started but when I get the hang of it, I said, "Oh, this is really their culture. You
mm,
don't need to embrace it, but at least you need to respect it. They don't mind their others' business. They just do their own thing, which is actually nice.
mm,
Then sometimes how they dress, pod, kanang there are moments that are feel ako quirky kay sila mo dress like the
mm.
way kung ako yung magsanina ani ba kay maaan jud ko buang. Yeah, example when I go to Camden Market, oh my God, I can really see how gothic punk style in ana gani like piercing
Mm,
everywhere, tattoo everywhere,
mm.
with a leather dress. Sus, kung ako siguro niyan, napay sanga ako ang mga napay sanga akong buhok no feel na ko ba kay maan jud ko buang sa ato. Pero sa ilaha they look good like bagay kay sa ilaha.
Bagay na sa ila.
Bagay kay sa ilaha. At least here, you can get to wear what you want. You can do
Mm,
whatever you want without other people judging you. Ana
mm, mm,
gani.
mm, mm.
Ikaw, Dai, as a general pod.
ano siya day ka ng, ang, I think because, people don't, like, don't care what other people say. Like, for example, as you've said, sa park, karon nga init siya, most of them are like half naked
Yeah.
and enjoying the sunshine, like sunbathing, not in the beach, but in the park. Ano bitaw?
Mm.
So, makaingon na lang ka nga, oh my gosh, grabe gid ilang confidence ba. But the good thing here, they don't even care if you're wearing the same thing or not. Sa
Yeah.
ato ra gyud ang huna-huna ba.
Yeah.
Munang
Like,
kita makatupis-tupis gid ta dayan dire no, kaysa sa Pilipinas no.
as in, truly, way.
Pag feeling nimo ba nga comfortable kaayo ka kay feeling nimo dili dili ra kay judger.
Dili kay judger day. Correct. Whatever sizes, they don't
Oh,
mind. You can wear
that's
crop
true.
top in a oversize. Na
Mm.
plus size ka. Mag crop top ka, way paki ang mga tao is ato. Asa. That's the beauty here in UK. And
Oo, true.
that is also a good trait, to be honest. Never,
Mm.
wala kayo marites diri day.
Na
Maura good.
Japon, na Japon pero good thing they don't speak the same language or we don't speak the same language.
Yeah.
Mm.
Correct.
Nagyapoy mga himantayon dire day pero silent ra.
Indirect ba? Indirect sila.
Silent ra gyapon. Kana ako kanang like for example, if na ako sa work and I'm like focused and even like stress bitaw, ang akong
Mm-hmm.
way of like coping with it, like I'm humming, like in my head. I didn't realize like I'm humming. Even in my head, I'm singing like a toned down voice.
Mm.
And then patient would say, "Oh, you're singing. You have a good voice or you have a lovely voice." I said, "Yeah. Do you think?" I would say like, "Thank you,"
Mm.
just out of like politeness, and I would ask the patient, for example, if I join X Factor, will you support me? Will you vote for me? Of course.
Para mahuman na lang ang conversation today.
Pamahuma na lang ang conversation. Daghan pa actually, pero sometimes you don't pay attention to it.
Correct. That was
But
really a nice experience for both of us. Like, some of the moments na I think makarelate po ang some of the listeners here in UK.
oo, probably they have even way like funny moments na if they wanted, they can share it with us. They can always give us or send us a messages and so we could share it to them as well.
Yeah,
It,
at least.
we are a community. That's our aim.
Correct.
Yeah.
So for those who would like to share their funny moments and bloopers here in UK, so feel free to message us in our Instagram page. No?
Mm. Yeah. You know, good chat. At least we've learned a lot um whilst we are here in the UK.
Correct.
Yeah, unsa
So,
man imong mga ano day?
one thing that I really learn from this experience, no, even in my life, is don't take life seriously.
That's true.
Yeah, sometimes you are too overwhelmed with a lot of problems, whether it's
Mm.
financial baron, whether it's family problem or personal. But
Mm.
at the end of the day, it's still your mind and it's still your body. So you need to protect that one because no one will
Mm.
help you but yourself.
Mm.
So, ana lang, if you have bloopers or those moments that are really embarrassing,
Mm.
even though you feel, asa ni, katawanan siya, but at the end of the day, you learn from that experience, but it's always a good memory for you to
Oh,
cherish
of
pa.
course. Of
Like some,
course.
yes. Kaya naman tayo mga bad days. We do have bad days, but when you remember that kind of bloopers, and even though like there are new nurses, and then
Mm.
we get to see them, and they will
Mm.
also im you can see them. Wala, oy, nani, magyud ko sa una ba?
Mm.
Magkatawa na lang ka ba?
Mm.
So,
Mm.
instead of bullying them or instead of telling them dili na mao, murag imo lang po silang nicely correct na
Mm,
ingon
mm,
ani next time, cause I don't find like mga senior before nato na
mm,
very very strict sila when it comes to
mm,
if you have embarrassed yourself, so ila pag itang i-embarrass og maayo.
mm,
For me it's
mm,
not a good thing na
mm,
embarrass na gani ang tao yung pag samutan, so
mm, mm,
ana
mm,
ba
that's
ikaw
true.
day.
And I mean, just loosen up a bit because I remember when I was young, one of the comments nga, amongst my peers, like even my relatives is like, seryoso na kaayo ka, but they don't realize like, and I don't even realize back then na, ala, seryoso na gid ay ko, no? But as I started to mature, then I loosen up a bit. And just don't be scared in like, ano, kana bang make fun of yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, like, it's okay nga ikaw kanang naa kay mga bloopers or funny moments. Because as you've mentioned earlier on na kana bang don't take life too seriously. Kay mao
Correct.
sa mga katigulangan pa nato, if you take life too seriously, dali ra daw ka matiguwang.
Um, matiguang
Unya,
daga.
naningkamot biya ta nga, ma-forever young.
Kaya lagi oy, only Bella touches our skin. Baka naman.
So, ana, ana, and then just, it's, for me ha, it's okay. This is just me, my way of thinking. Like, I don't care if people will say like, oh, that's too embarrassing, blah blah blah. But for me, it's funny. But for
Mm.
me, because that's my own experiences, I just find it funny. I don't find it like too serious. Nga, love ito no, ani ana. But it just to me, it's funny words that they use, even they their own like layman words. So in a way, we are able to adapt to their culture, adapt to the environment, even the tradition, because at the end of the day, we are all like foreigners. So for us to be integrated in the community, we need to adapt as well.
Da. Murag nakabasa jud ko ana sa community nursing.
Lah,
Integrated in the community. Ikaw,
Ito, because
I guess.
that's where you flourish. Like, know your community. Like, kung asa ka feeling nimo nga mo integrate ka sa community, whether through volunteering or attending, activities in your community.
Yeah.
That's how
True.
you will be effective as a member of the community, and complaining nga mauni sila, mauna sila. It's
We need,
it's
yeah.
it's us, because we are all like us, die foreigners man tayo. We don't They don't unsa ba na adjust. We are the one that needs to adjust.
Yeah, it's like we need to immerse because we
Mm,
are the one who went here. So we
yeah.
really need to, bend our culture to be able to adapt as well. And
Mm,
as nurses and Filipino nurses, dali ra gyud kita ma-flexible ana.
oh,
We're known to be flexible and
yeah, yes.
adaptable. Sure. And I
That's true.
thank you.
I
And
think that's one of the, few characteristics of us nurses, because we're flexible. Like, even though we are working under pressure, but we always like find ways how to laugh at our own fault, ana ba,
yeah,
or mga bloopers.
yeah. There's always one person that could light up the room. So if you think
Mm,
that too serious ra kaayo, no, just pause for a while,
have a
go
break,
out, probably,
have a Kit
give you,
Kat.
yes, familiar ang KitKat. Yes. Kanang i-freshen up ni mo imong self ba? Take some deep breaths. Probably you need a quick break for you to be able to refresh na pud ba. And continue to be happy and then back again. Because not all the
Mm,
time, man. Because in our setup and our job as well, it's a busy situation
mm.
always man gyud na. So, ana lang gyud na siya.
Oh, and then you need to have like a hirit. Like, for example,
Yeah.
like if your colleague is too serious or too busy, just say like, Like, for example, like mga instant phrases, good. Like, for example, you're not you when you're hungry. Sneakers.
Or katong ganiha pod, have a break. Have a
Abagkat.
Kit Kat. Tapos ka nang, stress na kay imuhang colleague, stress na kayo. Kay nangita siya gingon ani, ato ni kabuangan. Oh, dali ra na. We find ways. Video.
Oh, gali.
Yeah. I always do that because
Yeah,
sometimes
me
no,
too.
less old, not really old, senior nurses of us, sometimes they're really serious with their life that they
Yeah,
really
that's
need
true.
to lighten up as well,
Yeah,
and they
that's
only need
true.
some phrases for them to
Yeah,
loosen up.
yeah.
So mo na to
Even,
purpose dai
mm,
magpalipay og tao.
yeah, that's true. Even like, oh, tinod yun ang mga senior nurses. Maingon ga, usahay gali maingon ga ko, every little helps. Tas ko.
And then, and like, na kay mga hirit ba nga, serious gani kayo? Pero
Mm.
pagtanaw, kung ikaw ang mustorya ba kay, they think that bastos siya. Grabe kayo sila. Grabe kayo sila.
I
Grabe
think
man na.
it's how they take your sense of humor.
Yes, like, ano ako ba, can I borrow some lubricant? No, they will laugh about it. I'm serious, like the jelly. The jelly.
I think it's the delivery as well
Yes.
of the
Oh,
message.
but at least in my own simple ways, I make them happy rather than
Yes, of
making
course.
them
That's
angry,
so
no?
true.
So I
Yeah.
always like that kind of mood that malingaw ko. Lingaw pa gid sila sumugon.
Oh,
Sumugon
that's
pa jud
true.
na ako. Ay.
So shout out to one of our listeners no nga ni suggest good nga mao ni atong i-topic for today's episode. Our lovely Chrissy. Okay
Wow,
ka ba
thank you,
dyan?
Chrissy. Chrissy. Ah.
Okay ka ba
Kumusta
dyan?
si Josh, Chrissy?
So let's go to our quote for today. One, ang tawong anad sa kalisod, dili na basta mapatumba sa mga problema. Nakahimo pa na og katawa, bisan unsa pakabugat ang mga problemang dala-dala.
A
Wow.
person who is used to hardship will not be easily tumbled by any problems. Yet, they can still find ways to laugh about it despite how heavy the problems they weigh.
Wow, check.
Wow.
So mag-disclaimer lang po no sa ato sa ato mga Bisaya quotes, dili in taon ni namo hinimo ha. Amo ra ning mga nakita sa internet.
Magpasalamat jud mi ni Father Google. Ni Sir Google. Thank you jud kaayo. Pero
Thank you.
muna na pug true kay among gi-deliver kay muna na pug true. Ay,
Amo lang
kalingaw,
gihimong
eh.
English version.
We hope you enjoyed today's podcast and learn a thing or two to become the best version of yourself.
As we always say, every day is a learning.
We are
Truly, Maka.
proud. Till next time.
See you soon.